Hello, I'm Ciarán Lynch and welcome to OviCast, the Teagasc Sheep podcast. Each episode will bring you latest insights, advice and technical updates for the sheep industry. With the ram sale season kicking in high gear, we're joined by Dr. Alan Bohan from Sheep Ireland to discuss how genotyping has improved the genetic information available to breeders and farmers alike. Alan discusses the increase in the number of animals genotyped this year and explains the process and the costs involved in genotyping. We discussed the benefits of genotyping animals, from parentage verification to scrapie genotypes. Genotyping also provides a genomic evaluation of animals, and this helps improve the accuracy of the index. Alan explains why this is a major benefit to farmers. We finish up discussing this year's Sheep Ireland multi-breed sale and the use of the ram search tool to help find rams and pedigree breeders in your own locality. Alan starts off, however, explaining why we need to make use of all the genetic information available when we're selecting our new stock rams.
Yeah, so look, Ciarán, I suppose obviously every farmer going buying a new ram, the first thing he's looking at is that the ram has the physical traits he needs for his flock, and will do a job for him. But obviously there's so much more to a ram than what we can actually see on the outside. So when we look at rams that are in Lamb Plus flocks, there's a huge amount of information there collected over many years and many generations on lambing difficulty, lamb mortality, lamb growth rates, all that side of things. So huge bank of information there that is of huge benefit to the farmer. And look, when the information's available, it's a shame not to make use of that.
It's a significant investment for any flock, and particularly given the fact that a lot of them traits, especially on the reproductive side or the female side, are going to take a number of years to see, Alan. So look, you're right, it's definitely something we need to make as much use as we can. Alan, just maybe to focus in on one aspect of it that's probably gained a bit more prevalence this year, the whole idea of genotyping rams. You might explain the process of that a bit more to us.
Yeah, so look, you're right, Ciarán, that the amount of people genotyping rams is increasing all the time. I think just breeder confidence in the process and using it has grown year on year. Like, for example, last year we'd just over 3,500 genotyped animals across the whole year. Already this year, up until what are we now, just the middle of July, like we've 4,500 animals genotyped already. So it's growing all the time.
And like the actual physical process of it, Alan, what does it involve?
Yeah, so the starting point is for the breeder to log on to Sheep Ireland, order the genotypes there online. So you just select the animals you want to genotype. We're teamed up there with Cormac Tagging, who send out the actual tissue sample kit, which is just a little tag. Some of the listeners may be familiar, same type of tag that's used for BVD sampling in calves. You take the tissue sample out of the ear. You're left with a little clear vial that has the animal's tag number on it and a little barcode. The actual skin tissue sample is inside the little vial. In the parcel you receive day one, there's a pre-addressed envelope back to Weatherby's Ireland, who actually do the extraction of the DNA, and then we put that through a genetic evaluation, and it's all back in the database there within a month.
And I know the cost of that process has been challenging, and it's probably one of the limiting factors to it. Where is it currently at the moment?
Yeah, look, at a cost is always a limiting factor on every sheep farmer of any process we take on. The overall cost for tag and the actual DNA sampling with the lab and all in is €24.50 per sample. Now, Sheep Ireland have subsidised this down to €15 for Lamb Plus members. And then with a lot of the breed societies, they're actually doing a subsidy on top of that. So there's lots of them subsidizing rams down to maybe free for breeding rams or down to a fiver and things like that. So depending on the different breed that you're involved with, there's subsidies that make it a very affordable option. And it's even at the €15, it's still a very worthwhile process.
Look, it's largely confined to the pedigree breeders at the moment. I know there's a lot of commercial work going on in the OviData project, but let's hopefully something we see come down in coming years. But I suppose, Alan, look, we've dealt with the process, we've dealt with the cost, but what are the main benefits of genotyping?
Yeah, so there's three main benefits, and I suppose the first one is kind of your parentage verification. So if you have your stock ram genotyped and on the system, and then you come along and genotype lambs, the system is able to match that sire, verify that that's the correct sire that's down for that lamb. If, for example, you had 2 or 3 rams in a flock and you weren't sure the sire, genotype the lambs and a sire will be assigned. Likewise, on the dam side, there's lots of flocks now going that route with nearly all the O's genotyped at this stage. So look, we all know in sheep farming, errors can happen. A lamb can move from one pen to the other, or a foster can happen late at night, and you just don't have it recorded perfectly. So it gives a chance to rectify some of the little errors that can happen along the way. Even we'll see it sometimes with sires. You'll have a breeder that'll have a sire put down for a bunch of lambs, and a different ram will have broken in, or there'll be a mistake made at mating time.
So we get sire verified and we get parentage verified out of that.
Yeah. So you can have it. Look at it. It gives the breeder more confidence in the data he's recording, and it gives the buyer a lot more confidence in the ram he's buying, because look at it. It's more verification that the animal is exactly what it says on the sales card.
Okay, and like from that, obviously, look, you'll get a host of other information coming in from that genotype as well. How does that impact index?
Yeah, so look at the other two things you're getting is you're getting your scrapie certification. So if you have a Ciarán dam genotyped and you get an am genotyped, you have a department approved scrapie certificate. So that's one of the benefits. And the last one, as you're mentioning there, is that animal is getting a genomic evaluation. So what I mean by that is traditionally in any breeding program, you're kind of taking the parental average. So if we have data there on a sire and a dam and they have 5 lambs, we kind of have to assume that them lambs are all, they're all equal. And as we know, in any group of 5 animals that you breed, there's going to be a good one, a couple of middling ones, and probably a poor one. And that's what happens in any group of animals. So we know that they're never completely equal, but when we do the genomic analysis, we actually get to see the individual genes they inherit and what aspects or what traits they've taken from either side of the family. So it's a much more accurate evaluation.
So like for them really hard to see traits, you're getting an early glimpse at the potential performance of them animals.
We are, yeah. We're getting more information in on it, and it's especially, as you say, them hard to measure traits. We're getting a much more accurate view at them. And when we talk about accurate, some maybe commercial breeders at home, they're trying to understand accuracy. Like in every sales catalog, when we look at the replacement or the terminal index, we have an accuracy figure with them. And what that simply means is the amount of information we have behind it, and how confident we are in that star rating, and the likelihood of it changing. So like when we come along and we genotype an animal, you're looking at an increase there in 15 to 20% in accuracy. So it's a huge boost to the reliability of them star ratings.
So like it's pushing them ram lambs up to accuracies of possibly over 50%, which would be in a very good category.
Absolutely, yeah, and I think that's shown very obvious this year in our ram sale. Like we usually had an accuracy. The rams going into our ram sale every year needed a minimum accuracy of about 30 to 35%. This year we bumped it up to 50%, and look at all the genotyped rams are meeting that criteria very easily.
Just for commercial breeders going into sale, obviously you would prefer that the ram is genotyped. It's giving you that bit more information. The accuracies are higher. How do they know the difference when they look at the sales card?
So look at it, like there's a huge amount on any sales card, but it's quite clearly marked on the bottom left-hand corner of the sales card. You'll see that the ram is genotyped. You'll see that he's parentage verified or sire verified. So you have that clearly marked, and obviously the other standout feature will be you will see that the high accuracy pushing up over the 50%.
Obviously, local is preferable. You mentioned sales there. Obviously, your multi-breed sale is going to go ahead this year, Alan. When is that happening, and what can we expect at it?
Yeah, so we're back on the 4th Saturday of August, as we are every year, which lands on the 28th of August this year. We're back down again in Kilkenny Mart, looking at over 300 rams, which will all be genotyped. It's the first sale now where every ram is going to be genotyped with Sheep Ireland, all sire verified as well. So you're getting rams coming from flocks that have over 70% DQI, so a huge amount of quality data on the rams. They're all going to be 5-star in either the replacement and or the terminal index, and all with accuracy is about 50%. Look, we've seen it there, like there's a huge variation there for anyone that wants to come down buy a ram. There's up to 10 breeds for sale on the day, so it's kind of we describe it kind of like a supermarket for a commercial farmer coming in if he wants to pick up a few different breeds in the day and know that they're all real good high quality rams. It's a great place to go.
And look, obviously the breed societies are going to have a lot of recorded rams as well in each of the sales, even regional sales. I'm just thinking for those that aren't able to travel or maybe caught for different reasons, like the use of that ram search tool to find breeders locally and find rams locally has developed a lot in recent years.
Yeah, and look, that's something we always push, Ciarán. It's obviously our we always put out a good push for our own Lamb Plus sale, but look at all the premier sales at this stage have catalogue starred rams, and like that, sometimes these sales don't suit every person to get to. So Ram Search is an excellent tool that's available to everyone. You can just Google ramsearch.ie or go onto the Sheep Ireland website. What that'll allow you to do, it's pretty much a done deal for rams. You can search by county, you can search by breed, you can select for 4 and 5 star rams, or you can select for individual traits. Let's say you're looking for a real terminal ram to get lambs away early. You can select for rams with really high days to slaughter figures. The other thing you can do as well, which I kind of touched on there, is you can just search by breeders. So let's say, for example, if you're in County Leitrim, you can come along, search for Belclare breeders in that region, find a breeder, get in contact with him, see what he has available, and talk through what you're looking for in a ram and what suits your system.
It's a very useful application, so it is, and again, it gives you that local advantage of finding them. Alan, it was good catching up today. Thanks very much for that information.
Thanks for talking to us, Ciarán. We'll chat to you again.
We're going to finish things up at this point. Again, it was good catching up with Alan and getting a bit more information on the benefits of genotyping and some of the key things we need to look out for when we're selecting a ram. It's a major investment for every flock, so we should, as he stated at the start, make use of as much information as we can when it is available to us. For more information on that, you can go onto the Sheep Ireland website, www.sheep.ie, and you'll find details of the online ram search tool and upcoming multi-breed sale. That's it for me for this episode. Again, for updates on the sheep program, keep an eye on our Twitter page at Teagasc Sheep. I'm Ciarán Lynch. Thanks for joining us. Don't forget to subscribe and tune in to any of our episodes.